So what we're doing now is we're mounting on our brake line. This is about the only way we could figure it to, work properly. For now, we're just getting it to work, but I think this will actually be the final product because it seems to work pretty well, and it clears the brake pedal pretty nicely. That's about it. Is that covered? Oh, I covered my face, not my hand.
Walker's finishing up the welds on our risers for mounting the engine. Tighten down anymore? Yeah, it's about perfect, I guess. Sweet. So now you can turn the wheel. Woo. That'll do it.
All I'm doing now is tightening down these rose bushings so they don't slide around on us. So they don't come loose on the rods while we're steering. That'd be real bad.
Real bad.
That's close enough straight.
And we actually got these off of another spare go-kart that we got.
Soon.
Yeah, coming soon. We'll actually be altering that to do something as well. So.
Name of them. Those are called Heim joints. Heim joints? Heim, H-E-I-M. I've heard them called rose something before.
Woo!
Get your half inch and tighten it down, and tighten it down, and oh, that's loosening it. And
Yeah, out of the way.
tighten it down.
Now we can steer. And it doesn't look retarded because they're going in different directions.
So I'm grinding the galvanized part onto this washer so we can properly weld it onto our steering shaft here.
Which we will then.
Same thing on the nut. So we can then mount the steering wheel.
Now I'm tapping the threads on the bottom of this scrap seat we got because we do not have the right bolts for this. So matching it to those bolts. Now that I've tapped these threads, the bolts thread right in. Woo. So we're testing about seeing how the throttle cable is going to attach here, but we don't know what we're doing yet.
I know what I'm doing.
What are you doing?
I'm gonna get over it now. Alright. As soon as I can get that through the hole.
So Joseph's drilling a hole in this bolt so we can maybe put the throttle cable through it to be able to tie it down.
Alright, now we're in the light. What I did here, this is temporary. Did a bungee cable as our return spring, so you pull it back, bungee cable pulls it forward. We're wanting to test drive it, that's why. The brake line though is probably how it's going to be because it's actually done really well. We've got this eyelet here that actually attaches to our line, attached directly to the caliper here. All welded on, real strong, ain't going anywhere. Going around to the front. What I did in probably the previous clip you saw, drilled a hole through this grade 8 bolt and then fed the wire through and tightened it down on our brake line. So it actually works.
So while we're waiting for our actual seat to come in, I got this scrap seat scrapped because some of the threads are jacked in the bottom. As you saw, I re-threaded a couple of them. So now, we're gonna mount this guy. So all it is, normally 4 bolts, but only 3 of them works re-threading. Normally you jack this up when you're installing this because this is kind of difficult, but with our suspension it's high enough to where it kind of works. Oh, we got a seat. Woo!
We got brakes and we almost got steering.
We kind of have
Throttle.
cables somewhere.
Here's my throttle.
Yeah. Walker, TIG welded this. It looks great. So now, ready to put our steering rod.
Don't sound so sarcastic.
Well, I said he did great. After we welded the nut to that plate, we bolted down the steering wheel to that nut and then attached that to the steering rod. So now we have a functional steering wheel. For the brakes, we actually hooked it up the correct way and it works just fine with a spring on the caliper and it works. For the throttle cable, we just want to drive this tonight, so we're just gonna pull this over our shoulder, which will work. We got the engine mounted, we got it bolted down, we have the chain on, the correct thing, and now we're ready to do a test drive, finally, with our new go-kart.